listening to New Roads, New Rules, the podcast where women come together to navigate life's big transitions with honesty, humor, and a whole lot of heart. Here are your hosts, Sandi and Terri. Real women, real talk, and ready to ride.
But you're my bestie for life. Yeah, you're the family I choose. Yeah, you. The best till the end. We can get through this together.
Welcome back. Hi, Sandi. How are you?
I'm good. Hi, Terri. Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone.
So today, I just need to know something. We are going to talk today about something that you and I are both going through. We know people, women who are going and dealing with this stage of life. And I know we've touched on it before in the past, but I mean, we're really in it now. And it's just kind of something that I just want to talk about. And that's about empty nesting.
Yes.
We both have kids, you know, moving on up and out, and us now, you know, like, oh my goodness. So, I mean, I just want to know who prepared us for this part.
I mean, the part where the house is quiet is really quiet, but your heart isn't. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. Like where everyone, you know, says to you, gosh, you must be so proud. And I am, you know,
Right.
I am proud, but then I walk into the empty room or I'm here and it's silent and it just kind of hits you different sometimes,
it
right?
absolutely does. We prepared for kindergarten, right? And then we prepared for like all the sports schedules and college visits
yes.
and all the things.
Yeah.
But we did not prepare for the silence.
No, and nobody tells you that, you know, pride and grief can still sit in the same moment. You know, I'm very proud of them. But yeah, I kind of grieve that, you know,
Yeah.
Mom, I need you. I'm here, you know, the craziness of having
right.
kids, right?
For sure. Let's call it what it is. Empty nesting can feel like grief, right? Not because it's something bad that happened, but because of the big change.
Right. I mean, psychologists call this a role exist transition, right? When you leave a major identity role and your brain has to recalibrate. I mean, motherhood isn't just something we did. We shaped our life around it. We shaped the last 20 plus years around it, right?
Yes. And your nervous system has been tuned for decades to listen for doors and texts and footsteps. And then one day it's quiet. Now, I have to tell you, I'm not quite there yet.
Right.
But even as I prepare to leave this house, I really, up until the last couple of days, I thought I was going to have my daughter with me. And
surprise,
that has changed. And so I'm still figuring out what that's going to be. And I don't think until I'm in it, I don't know. It's so crazy.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, and again, to be honest, like, I still technically have one left with me, but she's not here, you know, she's off doing her thing, you know, whatever. And I have more time alone than I do with her, you know, and whatnot. So it's just me and the dogs here.
Yeah.
Just me and the dogs.
Well,
but during this, go ahead.
I think having pets help, but again, I don't know, you know, we might talk about that later. But if you're moving to a place that doesn't allow pets, it's just like, I don't even know. I don't know.
Right.
What do I do? Anyway, go ahead. Let's go.
Goldfish, but I don't know. They're too much work for me.
I know.
But during this time and this transition and the empty nesting, some women do feel depressed. There are some women that feel relieved. Some feel guilty for feeling relieved. That would be me.
I think that's going to be me. I don't know yet.
That's me. But I just want to tell everybody it's all of it's normal. Your feelings, you just because you feel one way and somebody else feels another doesn't mean either one of you are wrong. Those are each of your feelings. And if you're listening and this stage feels very heavy, it doesn't mean you're weak. You're just adjusting to your new life, right?
Yeah. Yes, I agree. Yes. I just think, okay, so here's where I stand, right? Or kind of, what's going through my head. I still think in terms of orbit, right? So not because I don't believe in independence and not because I raised her alone, because of course I didn't, but because motherhood doesn't just expire, right? And my daughter is in her late 20s. She's grown. She's more than capable. But I think about proximity, availability.
Yeah.
If something happened, how quickly could I get there? And I've always felt that way. And and as I'm looking for a place to go, I'm thinking like, I just want her to be able to come back if she needs to. Right. Because that's just how I am.
Right. That's a connection, right? That you have, right? Right.
And exactly. So there's research on attachment continuity. Secure bonds with parents continue to stabilize adult children. Knowing someone steady is within reach lowers stress for them. Right.
You don't have to stress about it all.
Yeah, right. And it's emotional gravity kind of, right? So after my divorce, when one major relationship shifted, staying connected to my daughter and my son feels grounding to me, right?
Yeah, of course.
It's not shrinking my life. It's like honoring our bond. So again, motherhood doesn't end, right? It just matures.
Right. Oh, yes. Although the word matures, we're not getting old.
You still have problem with the word mature. I know.
I do. I mean, I'm not mature at all. But I respect that viewpoint, but I do land differently, right? In my viewpoint, I raised my kids to fly. I didn't raise them to circle me. And that comes from how I was raised.
Yes.
Plain and simple, it just comes from how I was raised.
Yeah.
My dad passed away when very early. I was 2.5. My mom raised my sister and myself alone. And she always said, you need to know how to handle things. I'm the only parent you've got. And once I'm gone, all you have is each other. You guys need to know how to do this. And you always have your sister's back.
Right.
We always knew she would show up. If we needed something, we knew she would show up. But it was never to rescue us. She would give us a pep talk. She would talk about our options. Of course, give her opinion, her very strong opinion. Yes. Walk us through it. And then, when we handled it, like she raised us to stand back up. So for me, empty nesting isn't about staying close enough to catch them, but it's about modeling strength so they don't need catching. I feel like, I want them to see me building. I want them to see me traveling and growing and adjusting to this now emptiness. Independence doesn't mean abandonment, which I'm trying to, again, get my mind around. But it means that I'm here and I trust you to make the right decisions and whatnot. Yeah. I'm always going to be here for them. Always.
No, always. And I totally get that stance too. It's just, I think that's a little bit harder for me to like put myself in that world. Right. No, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but let's talk about the realities. Like, let's say one scary thing out loud. Like, what if they fail? Like, what if something happens, right? Yeah, what if they have to move back home? And that's what I've been talking about for 2 days now.
Right. No, what if the job falls apart or the relationship ends, right?
Right. And let's be honest, more adult children are moving home temporarily now. It's common. It's not automatically called failure. It's just a commonality.
Right. Well, struggle in adulthood. There is struggle in adulthood, and we struggled. We didn't just post about it online like some people, like what's happening now. But if a lot of kids are because of the economy. Like, let's face it, the world that we live in, that, yes, it can happen. They
expensive.
Suddenly lose their job and it's expensive. Right.
I mean, if they come home, it actually can be a chapter, not a collapse, right? So, like, I'm prepared for that, but I need to make sure I'm in a place where I can welcome her home if she needs to be.
Right. Absolutely. Yep.
So let's talk about how to be available without losing yourself, okay?
Yes, because I think that's important here.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
agree,
I mean,
agree.
we've talked about losing ourselves and being lost in the family and raising a family and everything. We've talked about it in the past, right?
Absolutely. So this is where our differences show up a little bit, I think.
Right. I think
because
so.
I don't mind being the landing strip. I mean, I know I shouldn't say that. Not
Right.
in a I'll fix everything way, but like you always have a place here way, right?
Right.
And so if everything falls apart, if she needs to regroup, home is not conditional, right?
Right. No, and that's a powerful thing.
Right. And it's, I mean, research, we talk about this a minute.
I know. I was waiting.
Research shows adult children who know they have a secure base, a stable place that they can return to, experience lower anxiety. I talked about that earlier, and take healthier risks. Like being that steady place isn't enabling; it's stabilizing.
Right.
It
Right.
says you can go try, and if you fail, you won't fall alone.
Right. And I don't disagree with that at all. But for me, it's just about making sure that safe place doesn't mean I stop living, right? I want my kids to know that they can land here if they needed to, but I also want them to see me building my own life and that it just doesn't stop if they need help. You know, like they have to figure it out as well with me.
No.
Like I will work with them on that.
Right. Right, of course. And maybe it's not about whether we're the landing strip per se, or maybe it's how we define it, right? So a landing strip doesn't chase the plane, it stays steady. It's just there for the plane.
Yes, Miss Travel Guru. That's a good analogy.
Oh my God. I mean, I know. Would you expect anything less?
No, not at all.
So being available, I guess what I'm trying to say is being available, it doesn't mean hovering. Being supportive doesn't mean solving necessarily. It means they call, you talk it through, right?
Right.
What you're saying, I think. We ask questions, we offer wisdom, we reassure. And if they need to physically regroup for a season, that's not failure. It's family.
No. Right. And whether they land with us or somewhere else, I believe, Sandi, that we have raised our kids to take off again. Like, I think that we have raised kids who can bounce back and, you know, stand up again afterwards. You know? I definitely agree with you. And I don't want it to sound like my kids cannot succeed on their own because they can't. Right. No,
right?
exactly. Right.
And I have every faith in them. I just, you know, there's, there's kind of guilt around it, I think.
Right. I absolutely. I mean, I was raised Catholic. I feel guilty about everything in my life. Right. And one of the guilty feelings I have about all this is I hear other women talking about going into the empty nesting season and like they're sad and all of that, which is fine. But I'm over here thinking like, what if I like the quiet? What if I love the spontaneous travel? We're starting March here and I've already been to multiple states this beginning of this year. What if I love being able to do that? You know?
Yeah, I know. That's crazy. I mean, what if I miss her though and enjoy the freedom at the same time?
Right.
You know
Yes. I mean, why does enjoying this stage in our life feel like we're betraying our kids because we're enjoying them not being around?
I mean, the more we talk about it, I'm like, it just doesn't sound right? But
but it's the reality.
It is. It totally is. I mean, but because motherhood has been framed as constant sacrifice, right? But loving your autonomy doesn't cancel your love. So I think I just have to keep telling myself that.
Right. It is something that I need to put it in a mantra and say it to myself on a daily basis, right?
I know. And as you said, like, you know, we're not the only ones talking about this, right? Like we're at an age where a lot of our girlfriends are, and guy friends are, you know, feeling the same. We're talking in terms of motherhood, but I mean, I'm sure that any parental I don't know. I don't know. Where
Right. No, I do. I mean,
But-
guys probably go through this, maybe not as emotional as women.
Right.
Most guys I know aren't as emotional as women, but of course they'd have their own set of feelings. I mean, we can't speak to them because we're not guys,
Right, exactly. So we're going to come at it from the women's perspective,
Right.
the mother's
From the women.
perspective.
Exactly.
But,
Exactly.
So what do we do now, right? This stage
Right.
can be disorienting, especially when you're newly single and you're redefining your life.
Right.
So
When you're
that's a lot.
when you're changing everything, right?
Yeah.
But maybe this isn't loss. Maybe we look at it as expansion. We're traveling, business. You jump into business. You open your business. You start a business. You look more at your health. You maybe develop old friendships again or new friendships. You start dating. Dating.
No.
Maybe you rest a little more.
Okay, I'm all on board for the travel, the rest, the friendships. Those all make me happy.
No, maybe someday.
I know. We'll see. I mean, I'm just not there yet. But
Right, I get that.
Maybe we're not done. Maybe we're evolving, right? So
Which we are. Aren't we always evolving? We should always be evolving or else we
Right.
get stale, right?
Yeah, for
All
sure.
right, guys.
It's your turn. Let's hear what you have to say.
So now it's your turn.
it sure is.
Roadies, we need you on this one. Are you planning around your kids? Are you stepping into your own chapter?
Yeah, or do you want to be the landing strip or the sky builder or both?
Have your kids moved back home? How did it go? We want you to come into the community and tell us your story. We want to hear everybody. We have so many listeners out there. I mean,
Right.
so many listeners out there, and I want to hear from the women and how they're feeling about it, because I know we have a lot of women who are very much in this. We have women who listen to us who are past this. How did you get through it? What things can you advice can you offer the ones going in or halfway through it, like are knee deep in it? How do you anything that you can
I agree
jump in and
because
say,
yeah. I mean, I agree because even just having this conversation with you, Terry, it's like, okay, it's kind of helping me mentally prepare and to like be a little bit more like open about it and,
right.
trying to kind of, not change my
Right.
perspective, but kind of mold it a little so that I'm a little
Right.
more open-minded as I go into this next chapter. But what you're saying here with the community kind of giving us advice, I would love to hear. And you said it earlier, it's not just about like how did they handle the empty nester thing, but also how if somebody came back, like did they come back, did they move back in? Because here's
Right.
the thing, and also being an empty nester alone is different than being an empty nester married. And because I did get a little bit of this, that when my daughter went off to college and then we were here alone, and I feel like that was a really exciting time. Like we tried to, instead of be sad about it, we tried to go on date nights and, kind
Right.
of reclaim our youth a little bit. And, but I think going at it alone, and I'm not trying to be sad or,
Right.
kind of offer a depressing subject, but I think that there's two different types here. So the more feedback we get from, people that were empty nesters married, people that were empty nesters, that's what I said. Yes, I did. Empty nesters, single, alone. If they, how did you handle, what did you do? Like how did you show your support to your child?
Right. And to each other, if you do have a spouse that you're going through with it, or if you are single, like give us some like what did you're now standing in the middle of an empty house. What do you do then? Like, do you run around naked now in the house?
No.
Like, is it,
I guess, maybe.
Yeah, like sometimes, I'm not going to lie. Like when I have to dry my hair, I'm not holding that towel anymore, like trying to dry my hair. I don't have to worry about it. And, but if what do you do now in the empty house? Like,
right. That's a very good question. Yeah, you guys, we need a lot of help with this one.
We need so much help. And again, and any help, any advice for people who maybe struggled with it, but got through it, because I bet there are a lot of moms out there, maybe dads, but we're only talking about moms today, that are struggling with depression about now being an empty nester. And, my heart goes out to them because, yes, I have my own version of being depressed about it, but I know some women it has just really hit them really hard. So if there's other women out there that's what happened, how did you get through that? Like, how can we help another woman who's going through the same thing and help her get through it?
Yeah.
Right.
Interesting. Right. Yeah. I think that all of that is really good and would be helpful to our whole community, not just us. Right.
No. Right. It's not always just about us, people.
I know. And by the way, this episode kind of just really affirms that we're not the expert here. We're just talking because this is a normal thing that people are able to go through, and we need. And this is. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say we just need help.
Right. No, we do need help. But also, this is one of the things that you and I have been talking about a lot lately. So why not bring it to the microphone and talk about it with everybody else? Because, there are very little things that you and I have different opinions on, and this is one of them. And so, and that's okay. Like, there's nothing wrong with that,
No, it really isn't, because deep down, we have the same principles in our life with our kids. Right. It's just that, how we go about it is different. Right.
Exactly. So, and I feel sometimes on social media, if somebody, posts something, like sometimes if you're not doing it somebody else's way, they can come back at you in a negative way. Yeah. And so people like hesitate, but yet they're still struggling. And that's what we don't want on this platform. So, please go on newroadsnewrules.com. Join in on the conversation because we want to hear from you guys, Yeah,
absolutely. It's one of our more important your turns, right?
Exactly. It is. Oh, I think it is a very important your turn.
No, it really
That's why
is.
it's taken so long with this your turn. This is the longest your turn we've had in our history of podcasting.
Yes, for sure.
Let's go on to Rule of the Week, though.
And now it's time for the Rule of the Week.
You raise them to fly. Now it's your turn.
Oh, that's a good one. Can I also add another just as a second? Is it against the rules to have a second rule?
No. Okay. It's our rules to make, so.
Yeah. I love the one you just said, but I also like support them, don't shrink them. Right?
Right. No, I think that is good. I think it's good.
Yeah. So let's in closing, right? So we will always be their moms. But we're not only their moms. And I think this stage is about trusting what we built.
Right. When my dad passed and my mom raised my sister and I alone, she built strength into us. She showed up, but she never rescued us. And now I realize that this is the season she prepared us for. Empty nesting isn't about disappearing. It's about shifting. So we go from manager to mentor, from fixer to encourager, from constant protector to just being the steady presence in their life, right? Yeah. Where they know they can always lean on, they have a leaning post, but they can do it on their own because we raised them to fly. And now we've got to trust the wings we gave them and, build our own sky to fly in ourselves. We've got to do our own thing now and maybe just lean on them every now and then too.
Yeah. So. there was a lot of that here too. I think, we've talked a lot about relationship shifting anyway. And when our life everybody in this family's life completely changed. There
Right.
was leaning on both sides. It wasn't just about me being here for the kids, but it was the kids being here for me as well. And so
Right.
I truly believe that, and I do trust them, and I'm so proud of them, and I'm so proud of how mature they are.
Yes. I agree.
It's all me. You know what I mean? It's me trying to make sure, like, let them, right? I'm
Right.
not letting that. I'm trying to micromanage a little bit or control a little bit
Right.
of what could happen and what couldn't happen. Like I'm trying to make my plans around something that's
not happened.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
So-
exactly.
so anyway.
So yeah, I mean, it is going back to let them, right?
Yeah.
And, now's the time. And I think, I'm a little ahead of the game as far as being divorced and single,
Right.
compared to where you're at. And I too, very proud of my kids, going through the depths of the divorce and all of that. They were there in their own little way. They were younger at the time.
Right.
My daughter was under, 16, and, but they were there when I needed, whether they know it or not, when I needed the little pick me up, they were
Yeah.
there for me.
Yeah.
And I've always been there for my kids, and will continue to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we just have to also remember to keep our boundaries, right?
Agree.
Because
Yeah.
now, it's us.
Yep, it's us.
And I mean,
Yeah.
and part of it is adjusting to that new single life as well as the empty nesting too. So,
Yeah.
you got both of it you're adjusting to. So
Yeah, it'll be
you'll
interesting.
get through it.
I know it'll be interesting.
We'll get you through it.
We'll let the roadies. I'll keep the roadies up to speed on it.
Yes.
Anyway.
All right, you guys have a great week, and we will talk to you next week. Okay.
Absolutely. Thanks, Terry. Thanks,
But you're
everyone.
my bestie for
Bye.
life.